Well, here we go. Starting at the cabin, going down to Hoosier National Forest to Browning Hill. Browning Hill is kind of like sort of famous, but it's sort of out of the way at the same time. But it's one of the tallest hills around in the area. Like I was saying on the map there, if you ever go to the Hickory Ridge Fire Tower in Charles Dean Wilderness, and you look to the northeast, you'll see a kind of tall hill sticking out amongst the other ones, and that's Browning Hill right there. So we're going to hike from here down past Lake Monroe and then climb up Browning Hill, kind of hang out there for a little bit and check it out. It's got some cool rock formations and things like that that people like to go to and talk about and wonder about and stuff like that. And then instead of camping there, I'm gonna hike further down that same ridge line to a narrow little spot that kind of between the Middle Fork and the South Fork of Salt Creek before they join together, leading into Lake Monroe. And I just always seen it on the map and thought it looked like it might be a cool camping spot or a cool spot to kayak to or go fishing at, especially because basically you've got, you know, a creek on either side of you to fish in. So we'll see. It could be a total swamp ass crap hole that I don't want to camp at, but while we're going all that way, we're going to go ahead and at least check it out and see if it looks like as cool a spot as it does when you look at it on the map. But we'll see. 8 o'clock in the morning, probably the earliest start I've ever gotten on a hike before, so I'm pretty pumped up for that. Probably about 4 hours of hiking involved today. Getting into camp early and set about chilling out, you know what I'm saying? So here goes nothing. Just me and the dog leaving the cabin and doing our thing. So, trying to beat the heat a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Okay, well here's where the road kind of goes underwater. Normally this is all the way underwater and you either have to walk around back there or you have to put on some sandals or whatever and wade through waist high water, but it looks like it's low enough now. I'm just going to try to stomp through with my boots and see if I can stay fairly dry, save a little time. So here goes nothing. Doesn't look too bad. I think there's just enough of a high shelf here. Hell yeah, look at that. All right. This is awesome. I've never been on it with it this low before. Awesome. Hell yeah. Didn't even have to put my flip-flops on. Gotta love it. All right. Well, we're across that. Come on, Joe. Where's he going? Come on, Bubba. Come on. He'll come on. I knew he'd make it, never doubted it. Okay, crossing old Elkinsville Road bridge. It's an old steel bridge. This used to be the road that went between Elkinsville, Indiana and Belmont, Indiana. It was the route that took you from Story all the way up to Bloomington. Now it's cut off for vehicle traffic, you know, but you can still hike across it. People take horses across it and stuff. But Browning Hill is that way. That's where we're heading. So short break here, and then we're gonna go kick Browning Hill in the ass. Okay, right now we're traveling through the area. It's known as Elkinsville. There used to be a little town here. There's nothing here anymore. There's a few houses here now, but there's no actual town here. From what I've learned, Elkinsville was a little town on Salt Creek, just a little west of Story, Indiana, and it was going to be on the east end of Lake Monroe when they were building the reservoir back in the 60s. And the Army Corps of Engineers determined that Elkinsville was going to be underwater when the lake got to its normal pool level. So they had to force everybody to relocate to Elkinsville. But once they got the lake filled up, they found out they had miscalculated and that the town wasn't underwater. So they'd kind of moved everybody out when they could have stayed. But and so now there's this little area here known as Elkinsville, and there's still a few houses here that are probably left from that time. Most of them are newer though. But overlooking the town of Elkinsville was Browning Hill, aka Browning Mountain, and that's where we're going to today. So we're gonna hike up right now. Here's a small house, as you can imagine. It's still left. Looks like it was probably around back in the day. Cool little country house. But yeah, Elkinsville. There's a little town marker that says Elkinsville, the town that was, and explains the history of it a little bit. But this is what's left of it. Okay, this is the big tall hill we got to climb up, so it's gonna suck hiking the top. So let's get going, and I'll see you at the top. Oh. Okay, well, just made it to the top of Browning Hill, aka Browning Mountain, and man, that is a bitch. That's the first time I've ever hiked the top of it coming from the north like that. I've always before come from the Nebo Ridge trailhead kind of thing, and whew, straight up the side of that son of a bitch. Yeah, it's all that. So anyway, off to the campsite here. Gonna maybe camp on top of the hill, or maybe follow it further down. I don't know. Probably get a little better breeze on top of the hill. So there's that. But why am I out here? I want to kind of recon that ridge I've been looking at on the map for years and never have hiked down it. So I'll probably just go ahead and hit it up while I'm out this way. Well, ladies, find out. Let's go check her out. Also up here, there's an old homestead where there used to be, you know, whoever's farm was on top of Browning Hill, I suppose, you know, old Farmer Browning, I guess. But there's a little bit of a house foundation you can still make out, and there's also this really cool old well, you know, on top of the mountain, where it's got a couple slabs of limestone over it, so it's capped off so no one can fall in it. But if you slide the slabs to the side, it's a big, scary, deep well with water in it still, you know. So it'd be pretty horrible to fall down into, but it's really cool to check out, and it's kind of neat that there's this nice well up on top of this 930 feet hill like this. So it's been a long time since I've been up here though, but I'm sure it hadn't gone anywhere. So we'll find it and check it out. It's pretty cool. Okay, here's kind of a little camping area. These are the little circle of rocks here that Browning Hill is famous for. You see these big, large, rectangular stones, sort of laid out in a circular pattern. And then someone's got a nice little fire ring on the inside of them there. But You'll hear about this when people talk about Browning Mountain, the stones on Browning Mountain. That's what these are here. Somebody's got a nice little fire ring here in the middle of them all. Okay, here's something on Browning Hill. It's really cool. Not a lot of people see it. I think they hike right on past it because the trail doesn't go right by it. But there's old foundations of a house here, and there's actually an old well over here. And like right here, you'll see there's stones in an order, and there's like a foundation of a cellar over there. Like right here, you see this cornerstone up here. If you follow it down along it, there's these other square stones right here in a straight line. Look out, dog. And they come in corner. More of these stones laid out. And they come up in here. So it's some kind of foundation or something was walled off or fenced off here at one point. Now this is really cool. This is real obvious too. You can see this, like the stone cellar foundation, the house. See this was the basement of the house or whatever. How cool is that? It's actually quite a deep, nicely made wood cellar. See, there's the door, and then there's that right there. Then it came into the back corner here. Then another corner. Down on around. So this would have been the entrance to the cellar right here you're passing through. And boom. You're in the cellar of the house here. Huh? How cool is that? Again, this is on Browning Hill. It's off the trail, kind of the north side of the hill, facing north. And a lot of people don't ever come and check it out and explore it. But pretty cool. Pretty cool to see the old foundation and construction of the old cellar, you know. But the coolest thing is there's actually an old well right here. See these stone slabs? This isn't just the top. This isn't just a couple of stones piled up. This is actually the capped top of the well from the old homestead here. And I'm going to pull the rocks aside and you'll see, you can actually see down in the well. See those two big slabs on it? Underneath here, if you see, you know, those are stone bricks making up the top of the well there before they cap it off. So check this out. Okay, well, I moved the caps so as you can see it's actually a well right there, huh? How crazy is that? Slid to the side and it's actually a well. So yeah, you slide those two stones aside and it's a capped off well. I mean, it's a scary old spooky well too. Look at that thing. Wait for a bat to fly out of there. Look at that. So this is something most people don't see on Browning Hill because they don't know. It's right off the path there a little bit. But there's just an old scary well right there. Okay, well, after checking out Browning Mountain, checking out the stones and that old foundation, which I think is kind of one of the cooler things around here. We're off. I'm going to head down the extended ridge line that comes off of Browning Mountain, which I've never been down. So from here on out, it's kind of virgin trail for me. It's a narrow little ridge line. It should be easy to follow. I've stared at it for years on a map, always kind of going, man, I'd like to kind of go further on Browning Mountain and check that out and see where it goes to, and just haven't been out here in a long time. Heck, I think it's been 15 years since I've been on top of Browning Mountain. You know, I went on it a few times when I first kind of discovered it and haven't been back since, and now here I am today on it. So while I'm here, can't pass up the opportunity to hike on further down this ridgeline and do a little route recon of somewhere I've been looking at on a map for years, you know, literally for years. So this should be fun, and going down to what I'm hoping will be an outstanding fishing spot to return to in the future. Wow, pretty crazy. Look ahead, big old trees falling over, those big old deadfalls covering everything up. So, what can you do? Ain't no Forest Service out here. Oh, that's how you gotta do it. Come on, puppy. He do it however he do it. Nice little pond over here. Yeah. Boy, nice pond. Jeez. Good sized pond. A lot of flat areas around to camp in too. Big dead tree though. Don't let that fall on you. But woo, big old frog pond though. But we ain't stopping here. Okay, steep part of the trail here. Not bad going down, but I'm just gonna suck tomorrow coming up. Only solace is at least I won't have the weight of my food, most of my water by then, so the bag will be like 8-9 pounds lighter, so, but it's still gonna suck. Anywho, okay, well, you know the saying, sometimes you pick the camping spot, sometimes the camping spot picks you. Well, I was planning on heading about another mile down this ridge line to where it goes in between the two creeks, but on top of this little knob right here, there's a nice breeze, and it's hard to see, I'm sure with GoPro, but there's a decent little view through the trees over here. Just a little bit of an opening on the side of the steep hill. You can see the next valley over and stuff, and it's just a gorgeous spot. It's like sometimes when you're hiking, you just come across a good spot, and whether you're planning on camping somewhere else or not, it's like, man, this is too good a spot to pass up. So that's kind of what this is. It's not very big, but it's on top of a tall hill. It's got some views. It's got a nice little breeze blowing, so it just, you know, it feels like the right spot. This is good ground, so we're staying here. And I'll have to explore further down the hill some other time.